welcome to another 15 minutes of tangling. So now that I've spent a few days exploring this pattern using Renaissance paper, using regular old white paper, using watercolors, and then using black paper, I now feel a little bit more well-versed with this pattern, a little bit more confident with it. So we're going to go ahead and continue on the daily Zentangle practice using this pattern. I believe I'm pronouncing it Niuroda. Yeah, so we had left off putting in these bump outs every once in a while using black, so I'll continue off there today. I really enjoyed taking a few days exploring this tangle pattern, seeing how it interacts with different paper, different materials. I like being able to pause every once in a while and do those sort of explorations, dig a little deeper. Especially when I come upon a neat tangle that I had not had any experience with before. So it has been getting hot here in Virginia, and I guess I need to define my definition, put out my definition of hot, because I know many people have different feelings about that depending on where they live and what they're used to. I prefer temperatures under 85, but I know that's super optimistic. But definitely once it starts getting into the mid and upper 90s and beyond, I find that to be just too hot to be outside, especially being that it's quite humid here as well. So it's not just the heat, it's that the moment you step outside, you're just dripping and everything sticks to you and life just feels a little bit more uncomfortable. So it's been actually pretty nice the past few days, but it's definitely consistently in summer temperatures nowadays. I'm out in the morning today, so I'm switching to my brown pen, get some of those brown bump outs in. I came out this morning with sort of like a double goal. One being, getting out before it gets too hot, but also getting some good walking in first thing in the morning. I found that thing that I've been trying to spend some more time indoors because of the heat, I haven't gotten in as much walking exercise as I normally do. So I figure if I get outside early, I can get in some exercise. I can draw when it's still lovely. And I can hear all the birds that are so active in the morning. So I think I mentioned last week that my friends and I were going harvesting mulberries. We had a very successful harvest. So I've been keeping my eyes peeled for other trees and plants around, and I'm finding that the June berries or service berries, of course it being June now, are ready for harvesting, and I found a few of them, a few trees clumped together, so I'm excited about maybe getting out and doing some harvesting of June berries. I always have to make sure to boil them before I eat them, or I get a stomach ache, but I know other people who eat them straight off the tree and their stomach is perfectly happy about it. So it's been nice to sort of get out and explore the neighborhood with an eye of looking for some of those harvesting opportunities. Okay, I think I'm going to add in some orbs and then we might be ready for some shading. Where shall I put orbs? Let's see. So I like using these orbs that sort of overlap each other. So really you're only drawing part of an orb and you're letting the rest of it sort of tuck behind the orb that's already there. Again, it sort of redefines the line. Gives it some nice texture. I think I might want some orbs here, some really itty bitty ones. Oh, let's move to the middle, to some good light. So I had discovered, as I was looking for these serviceberry trees, I had discovered a pathway that has, it's just lined with beautiful native plants. There's some sections with pale purple coneflower, which is one of my favorites. It just has such a delicate look to it, and the pollinators absolutely love it. Also, I saw some milkweed, some common milkweed, so that's good for our monarch friends. So I made sure this morning as I was going out to go ahead and follow that path where I had noticed these beautiful flowers so I could take some photos for you guys today. So I'm at a little picnic table on this little trail, sort of tucked away, hidden a little bit on UVA grounds, right near a place that we call the Dell, which is a little waterway. There we go. That's looking nice. I kind of want to tuck some orbs back there. I know they'll go under. See, we won't be able to see most of them, but I at least want to make the eye think that they're there. So I'm sort of tucked away in the trees, and there's a nice little stream tootling on by, and the birds are just stopping by the stream every once in a while, which is really fun. But being it's summer, you can also hear that, I'm sure you can hear, there's some construction going on. They like to apparently get a lot of work done over the summertime when not everyone's here, fixing up the grounds. This is looking pretty good. Let's see, anywhere else I want to add something? Kind of feeling maybe something here, and maybe a little something here. Let's see what we can do. Not a lot. I don't want a lot right here. Maybe... Oh, I can hear the church bells. My goodness, time flies. I think I'll color it in. I was debating to put a little orb there, but I think I'll ink it in. And then maybe an orb or two here. Nope, kind of want to leave it. Yep. All right, so that's what we've got right now. And I think it's time we go ahead and add in some shading, and then we can add in some of our highlights. So I'm starting with just a regular graphite pencil and shading right in the middle, and then shading the edge around that first flower shape or that first layer of Niuroda. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same with the second layer. I'm letting it overlap just slightly, the shading, with the edges of the layer beforehand to make it look as if it was perhaps curving down a little bit. So I ordered a few art supplies using the gift card that I was given from the Amazon gift card that Sue gave me for my birthday. And I thought it would be so appropriate to order some art supplies for my Zentangle practice. So I have ordered a collection of pencils, graphite pencils, that are different, I don't know, what's the word, density, different hardness, and that will be good for shading. So I'm excited to see those coming on, and maybe we'll do some experimentation with them, and if they work out well, I'll use them to shade this artwork. If not, I'll go ahead and use my Copic markers like I normally do. I did also order a Copic blending marker, being that I'm out, and I never received that refill that I had purchased months and months and months ago. I do think it must have gotten lost. So I got a Copic marker, I've got different graphite pencils, good for shading, and I got a little, what do they call it, micro eraser, for if you want to go in and just pick up some of that graphite and make a little bit of a shine in an area. So I should be receiving those art supplies next week. So we might have some art supply explorations next week. I definitely am going to want at the end, when I do my final round of shading, to do a bit more of shading on this pattern. But for now, I feel like that's just enough. Do I? I don't know. I kind of want it a little darker. So I'm going to add just a tad bit more, even though I know I'll go in again later. And so now I'm just adding graphite around the outer edge, not overlapping with the previous round. Alright, and then I think I'm going to add in a little bit of shadow in some of my orbs, give them a little bit more depth. Not going too overboard with it, just a little here and there. These guys can have just a tiny. Okay. There we go. Looking pretty good. Oh, it's so nice to be out here tangling before it gets too hot. It's nice and cool in the shade. Okay, so that's our 15 minutes of tangling for today. Tomorrow we'll go in and add some highlighting to this pattern, and then maybe go ahead and start another pattern. Thank you so much for joining me on this Zentangle exploration. I hope to see you again tomorrow, and I hope that you have a spectacular rest of your day. Bye-bye.